ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Swami, we are continuing Upanishad Vahini. Swami, today we are going to discuss Upanishad. Swami, please be with us. Please speak through us. Please listen through us. Our humble salutations at your lotus feet, Swami. Sai Ram. Sai Ram, brothers and sisters. Thank you very much for joining the Vahini Sudhamrita. As part of the Upanishad Vahini series, we will discuss about Kathopanishad today. The Upanishad series, as far as Sir Sundar Sir has explained, each Upanishad will go for a one session. Couple of Upanishads, which is bigger in volume, will be discussed in two sessions. Now, in Kathopanishad, we will discuss in one session. Saira. Let us start the Kathopanishad. Before going to start the session, the concept, let us say what Swami has told. Swami has very clearly explained us, saying that having studied Brahma Vidya, there are many who preach at length, but we cannot find even a single hero who practices Satyamaina Bhata, Sai Bhata. So it's very clear why we have taken, why this poem is here. Because Kathopanishad will talk about the practice. Kathopanishad will talk about the various approaches that to attain Brahma Vidya, to attain Atma Vidya. Hence, let's remember Swami's Padyam, Swami's poem. Having studied Brahma Vidya, there are many who preach at length, but we cannot find even a single hero who practices. So let us focus on the practices as Swami has told and see what has been informed or what has been told by Swami in Kathopanishad. We will start with the Shanti Mantra. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitama Vishvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The Shanti Mantra of Kathopanishad. May the Lord protect us. May He make us enjoy our sessions together. May we both strive together. May our studies be bright and brilliant. May there be no misunderstanding between us. Let there be peace outside and within. Om, peace, peace, peace. The Shanti Mantra itself will give the clarity about the Satsanga, the Vahini Sudhamrita Satsanga, the sessions which are going together, it make us enjoy our sessions together. And we both strive together, and we are all our studies be bright and brilliant. And these are all things we are experiencing from past 3 years. In 2023, we have started. 2024, we have went through in group 2. 2025, we are going ahead with the group 3 sessions. There will be no misunderstanding between us, which is going in a very brilliant way. So the peace outside and within. What a beautiful mantra, which is very much practiced. We are practiced this particular mantra in the Vahini Sudhamrita. We are going through the Vahinis, and this is the what I can say is we have now in 12th Vahini. Sai Ram. We will get into the concept of Kathopanishad. Swami very clearly explained during the Upanishad series in Summer Showers and Upanishad series. Swami very clearly said Upanishads belongs to this Upanishad, particularly about Kathopanishad. The Upanishad belongs to the Katha Shaka, which is internal part of the Krishna Yajurveda. Hence, it is called Kathopanishad. People will call it as Katha or Katha, but actually it belongs to the Charvaka. It belongs to Katha Shaka. That is the reason which is part of the Krishna Yajurveda. Hence, it is called Kathopanishad. The Upanishad teaches in many ways the fundamental subjects. As in the introduction session, Sundar Sir explained, the Upanishad, which is very near to Swami, which is in getting the complete Atma Vidya, to observe the Atma Vidya or call it as Brahma Vidya, by sitting near to Swami and then grasping this particular knowledge. So this Upanishad teaches many fundamental subjects, that is embodiment of Om, Pranava Swarupa, or we call it as Pranavopasana. The Pranavopasana, the embodiment of Om, and auspicious activities like Shreyas, and basically about this Shreyas and knowledge of Brahman, Brahma Vidya. We have various other Upanishads. Each Upanishad will, and the introduction, we will be explaining what is that particular Upanishad and from which Veda, and it is also like how Swami has explained. So this Upanishad will talk about Pranava Swarupa, Shreyas, and Brahma Vidya. And this story, this Kathopanishad, mostly it is completely focused on one story, that is Nachiketa, who was initiated in spiritual discipline by Yama himself, Yama Dharmaraj himself. So the total Kathopanishad is a story between Yama Dharmaraj and Nachiketa. Swami took in many discourses, Swami explained about Kathopanishad in various discourses and various contexts. We will discuss further during the Kathopanishad concept. In this Upanishad, there is one Mahavakya, very, very frequently, many times Swami utilized this Mahavakya in his discourses. Anoraniyam Mahato Mahiyam. Anoraniyam Mahato Mahiyam. We can discuss about in detail in the next slide during the Kathopanishad discussion. So Anoraniyam Mahato Maniyam. In every atom, the Mahat of the Paramatma is existing. So Mahavakya is Anoraniyam Mahato Mahiyam. And Kathopanishad has 2 chapters, meaning in each chapter there are 2 vallis, which means 4 vallis, and 119 verse, or we can call it 119 mantras. So this is Kathopanishad introduction. Let's go to the next concept. As we discussed, this is a story between Yamadharmaraj and Nachiketa, vice versa. The story begins like, see, for example, like a where the very strict ritualistic Yagnesravas. The Yagnesrava is also called as Gautama, who is part of our Saptarshis. So he is doing the Vishwajit Yagna. He's performing a sacrifice or yagna, which is called as Vishwajit Yagna. Remember, brothers and sisters, we have discussed this concept, Vishwajit Yagna, Trivikrama Tattva, and Swami coming as Vamana Avatara during our Gayatri Mantra session in Dharmavahini. So the same, what we have discussed, here we are coming up again as part of the Kathopanishad with a different sage. As part of this yagna, what he is supposed to do is, of course, he is integrating with Swami. He is doing with so much of focus, with commitment, connecting to Swami, and he is doing the Vishwajit Yagna to understand the complete Vishwa and also to have the complete experience of Vishwa in him. So he is doing that yagna. During that yagna, what happens is he gave away the cows that were no longer able to eat grass and drink water, and also much less yield milk. So during the yagna, he has to give the gifts to as a gift. He's giving the cows, but these cows are not no longer able to eat grass, drink water, much less yield milk, which means barrel cows he is giving as a gift. Saira. Sorry, some of our participant is unmuted. That is the reason I just came. Saira. So these barrel cows has been given as a gifts to the various but the Brahmins, basically the participants of the yajna. They were also too old and useful and for any useful purpose. Seeing this, now the hero of the story enters, the Nachiketa, the small boy who is very virtuous, who has a very good knowledge about Atma. I mean, he has a self elevated soul called Nachiketa, who joined, he's son of Gautama. So he saw the process which is happening, and he realized that his father was in a great deal of sorrow because of these sinful gifts. He understood what is happening. He is doing this. His father is so committed. He is doing the yagna in focus and committed to Swami. But the way how it is happening, the gifts which is he is giving the cows are no more useless to the receivers, and also it is a barrel cows. So the main Nachiketa found this, and he felt, oh, because of these sinful gifts, my father will not get fulfillment of this yajna. That is one. Number two, he is committing to mistakes. This is also he understood. So what he has done, he went to his father and he want to save his father from these sinful acts. So he went there and asked his father, saying that, Father, The boy wanted to save his father, basically. So he asked his father to him, he intended to offer him. So he will ask, Father, you want to offer me also as a gift to any of you? Because by doing that, he may give service to them and it may get, kind of, it will decrease his impact of that particular, gifts. So he went and he's keep asking his father, Father, are you offering me as a gift? The Gautama first initially he was silent. Later he got frustrated with his continuously Nachiketa asking, Father, you want offer me as a gift? And he got so so incensed that he shouted and disgust, I am giving you to the god of death. See the whole episode. So with a shouting without controlling his unable to do his anger management. Immediately he with a frustration he shouted on his son, saying that I'm going to give you to the god of death. See the whole process, and then come to Swami's what Swami has told about yagna and what actually the purpose of the yagna. Swami has explained in the both discourses, particularly in the Veda Purusha Mahayagna time. So Swami has very clearly told in 1972 and also 77 what Swami has told about yagna. Swagna is a continuous process. Everyone who lives in the constant presence of God, does all acts as dedicated to God, is engaged in yagna. Swami is very clearly telling that yagna is not only the one which you are sitting in front of by arranging all the bricks and then do with this, with the help of the, no, couple of, uh, by using the wood and using the ghee with the Veda mantras and whatever the chanting you are doing for the Yagna Purusha and then doing the process, not only that process, it is also a continuous process as your Atma Vidya. You are supposed to be in a continuous integration with Swami. That is also called yagna. That's what Swami is very clearly telling that. There will be three processes go together in this yagna. One is yagna, dana, and tapas. Sacrifice, charity, and self-control. Think very clearly the whole process is happening and look at the three processes what Swami has told in his discourse: sacrifice, charity, and self-control. Yagna, sacrifice, the one which you are sacrificing your complete senses. You are completely coming out of your Arishad Varga. Then you are doing the dana, charity. Whatever that you have, everything you are giving to the participants, or who are all wished you to elevate, who helped for helping for your Atma Vidya. Give that dana, charity, and then self-control. The complete integral, here the consciousness, you supposed to be in your consciousness, completely in your self-control. So this is what the yagnas, what Swami has told. The usual belief is that yagnas will confer worldly prosperity and heavenly joy. Swami is also saying that Nachiketa taught his father this superior outlook on the subject of yagna. So Swami very clearly telling that why Nachiketa has picked up this question and also to the discussion, and also made repeated request to the father is he want to taught his father this superior outlook. The three processes supposed to be which done to be done religiously in in the presence of Swami, keeping Swami in your heart, and then we need to do that. So that he want to remind. So they completely repeatedly ask that question. The emphasis must not be merely on the ritual correctness, but unconditional surrender to the God who is invoked and pacified in these rituals. So by this time, you should get some kind of a clarity why this yagna is there and how much of commitment is supposed to be there, and completely unconditional surrender to Swami. With that commitment and keeping him in your heart, completely surrendering to him, and with the hymns and doing that particular yagna, following the three processes: sacrifice, charity, and self control. With that, your consciousness, you are completely in your consciousness and your conscience, and also you will be in the super consciousness. You can be integrated with the super consciousness. This is what required for the particular Vishwajit Yagna, where whatever the the activities which is not happening in that way, hence Nachiketa came to his father, asked him, Father, you want to offer me as a gift? And he said, I am giving you to the god of death. The story starts here. Now, the next. So, Nachiketa, what he felt, yes, Swami has told. His father has been told that he will be giving as a, him as a, gift to Lord Yama. So he resolved to resolve his father's words must not be falsified. So he immediately he promptly proceeded to the abode of god of death. He started walking towards to the proceeded to the abode of god of death, where the Yamadharmaraja reside. So he started proceeding to the abode of death, and he has reached there, and he waited 3 nights without food before he could see Yama. The day when he went, the Yamadharmaraj, the Samavarti, is not at his abode. So he was waiting 3 nights without food, and before he could see Yama. Then the Yama came, saw this boy, and he felt sorry for the delay and promised Nachiketa 3 boons. He promised, I'm going to give 3 boons to you, one each, one for each night he had spent outside of his doors. Because he has not had anything, he has completely waited for without food at the outside of his doors. Why Yamadharmaraj has taken this step? It is there in the chapter 1 and verse 7 and 8 of Kathopanishad. Verily, like a fire, a Brahmin guest enters a house. The householder pacifies him by giving him water and a seat or shelter, and pacifies him very clearly with with his chosen whatever the food he has prepared, offer him, make sure that he will be satisfied. He will make sure that he will be satisfied. The Brahmin who dwells in a house fasting destroys that household. So very clearly in this slok, in this mantra, very clearly it is telling that the Brahmin who dwells in a house fasting destroys that householder's hopes and expectations. Think that is a very elevated, very wizard has come to the home, and we are keeping him fasting without giving a respect, not talking properly. With all these things, if we behave in that manner, that particular, it is not at all good for the householder. This mantra very clearly telling that whatever the householder has wishes, whatever the householders have the hopes and expectations about his life will destroy, because any a person who has done a great sadhana, understood Brahman, and came to your house as a guest, we need to treat him in a we need to pacify him with water, shelter, good food, making sure that whatever that you have, you please offer to him. So Swami is very clearly told about this Atithi. Treat him as been sent by God, or a God himself. This is a sacred rusk enjoyed by the Vedas. Share your meal with whomsoever, no, whomsoever asks for food when you are about to eat, and give him shelter. Same thing Yamadharmaraj has been done. Swami clearly told about Atithi, who comes on a Tithi. Very clearly, Swami told, treat him as having been sent by God, or God himself. Swami always tells, as we repeatedly will discuss in many discourse, in many satsangs, it's like Divyatma Swarupalara, Prema Swarupalara. Likewise, if you read the book Sri Satya Sai Anandadayi, Kannamma very clearly explains Swami in very olden days, when people are trying to you know come through Chitravati river to the Prashant Nilayam during the Pathamandir days, and also Swami used to you know basically by standing outside, used to welcome the devotees. While going, the devotees also, Swami used to stand outside and then make sure he used to give send off to the devotees. Such a beautiful moments, if we recall, if we have a, if you able to visualize that particular situation, which that particular scene, such a beautiful. Swami takes care of his devotees, not only in his whole life, after the life, but as a physically, when they are coming to the Prashanti Nilayam, Swami himself standing outside, and then and welcoming the devotees, giving the send-offs. Beautiful, say, such a beautifully Swami has taken care of his devotees. Likewise, we are supposed to take care of the atithis. That's what the message is coming up from this particular sloka, and also the first statement. When in the story, when he go to the Nachiketa, go to Yamadharmaraj, and Yamadharmaraj understands, being he as a Samavarti, meaning he know what is the equanimity. With the equanimity, he is able to see that boy, how elevated he is, and he saw him and understood. And then, since he almost took 3 days of fasting, 3 nights of fasting, for every night Yamadharmaraja has given one boon, so he offered 3 boons to that Nachiketa. Let us go and discuss about what are all those boons, and how Nachiketa, what boons Nachiketa asked. Sairam. First boon, Nachiketa first asked that when he returned to his native place and home at his behest, his father must welcome gladly, bereft of all anger at his former impertinence, and full of mental equanimity. Very simply, what Nachiketa is asking, Swami, when I go back to my home, my father supposed to take me with so much of equanimity. He's supposed to have a complete control over his senses, and he need to be very much. He must welcome me with so much of happiness, and he should get complete mental equanimity. Give me that boon. Beautiful. How beautiful it is. The child has went there, and first thing he is asking about his parents' wellness. He is remembering his own parents, those who has given the physical structure in the form of, I mean, in human form. Swami very clearly telling about the parents. See each and each story. See the each and how we are learning in this Upanishad. The reason is this Upanishad is very famous Upanishad, and many theologists from various religions are very shown so much of interest on this particular Upanishads, and they have done their own research through their basically they have done that theology research on this particular Upanishad, because it talks about the more like Atma Vidya. So let's go to the what Swami has told about parents. The greatest gift of the parents is the body with all its parts. Although Lord rules over all lives, it is the parents who have endowed the body to the child. See the beautiful statement. Although the Lord rules over all lives, it is the parents who have endowed the body to the child. Clay, see, again, Swami is giving a comparison. Clay and water are the gifts of nature, but it is the potter who makes the pots out of them. That's what, right? The potter will make pots and then sell it, but it is the same clay and same water. But because of his intelligence, he is able to make pots and then able to give it to the and sell it to the or give it to the other people. Likewise, the Lord has given the life, but still the body has been given by the parents. So there should be a great gratitude to the parents. The gratitude to the parents is a primary obligation for everyone. Only grace of the God can cool the heated brain and the troubled heart. The Atma Vidya, Brahma Vidya, whatever the practice, whatever the understanding about the self, the practicing of who am I, all will go when you have, all you can do when you have a body. But we don't have a body. You can't do these things as a human in a human form. So who is giving the body? The body is giving by the parents. So Swami is very clearly telling that starting with mother, gratitude should extend to the father and preceptor. Statement is very phenomenal. If you show the gratitude to these three, you will realize the presence of the twin Lord, the Trinity in them, and you will reap the fruit of the worshipping the Trinity. You will get the Punya Phala or Yagna Phala, or whatever the fruit that basically with that practice, making sure that your parents has been you made the parents happy, you did the service to the parents and guru, then it is, as Swami is very clearing it is you will reap the fruit of worshipping the Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahashwara. So Swami very clearly told about it. But as an example, we can think the Kali Yuga Avatara uh, himself is very clearly given promise to his mother Ishwarama. The Kali Yuga Avatara himself has given promise to Ishwarama that I will not leave Puttaparthi. Though he is the Lord of the universe, though the universe has come from him, but since he has given a promise to his mother, his biological mother, so he has given promise to Mother Ishwarama very clearly that I will not leave Puttaparthi. He has given, he completely taken oath and then he never left Puttaparthi. We are all known to this story. So always Swami stands himself as an example for every sadhaka. You can take Bhakta Pundarika, you can take the examples of the Shravana Kumara. They're all done very great services to his parents. And the Bhagavan himself has given promise to Ishwarama that he will not leave Puttaparthi. And he committed to that in the human form. Sairam. So the first boon Nachiketa asked for the parents. And Yamadharmaraja accepted it and has given that particular boon. Second one, Nachiketa's second desire was to know the secret. What is that secrecy? Why there is no hunger, thirst, and fear of death in the heaven? Nachiketa's second desire was to know the secret of the absence in the heaven of hunger, thirst, and fear of death. Here, there is no such kind of things in heaven. So beautifully, Swami explain what is heaven. I will first take it as a kind of the second point, which is down, which is in. There are two boxes in this slide, where I'm taking the second box first thing to go ahead with the understanding. It is the broadening of heart, so that it is filled with all embracing love. Only then sense of spiritual oneness of all mankind can be experienced. Swami very clearly telling that it should be full of love. Whoever is keeping his heart full of love, then the sense of spiritual oneness, you will have the complete equanimity. You will see the spiritual oneness of all mankind can be experienced. Out of that sense of unity will be born from the love of God only. This love will generate pure bliss in the heart that is boundless, indescribable, and everlasting. We are doing a Jyotir Dhyana. While we are experiencing Swami in the form of Jyoti, while we are completely involved completely with Swami, so much of happiness, boundless love, so much of love, your heart will be bleeding with love, and so much of happiness will be there. Same thing when we are thinking of Swami, same thing whatever that we are visualizing Swami in Jagrata Avastha or in your dhyana, and also in state where you have completely integrated, the yoga state where you are completely integrated with Swami, you will be with full of love. Swami is very clearly telling that foster love in your hearts and redeem your lives. That is all heaven. So men aspire for liberation. True liberation means freedom from desires, entirely with the all embracing love, completely is with Swami. So much of love we should be having. Swami told in same thing in the Sandeha Nivarani also. Right? When we are talking about Swami, how you need to have the love. So Swami tells, in where the ego resides, there the love has to prevail. which is heart. The ego resides in heart. There, if you have so much of all completely filled with love, then you will attain the equanimity. So that's heaven, what Swami has told in the discourses. We have given the references in the discourse basically. Then we will move into the next, the upper box basically. When the individual soul as a God in the heaven, it cannot manifest any karma. Only humanity can express itself through action that binds its consequence. So, very clearly, Swami is telling the soul which is in the state of heaven, which is in heaven, it is as soul is as a God, and it will not manifest any karma, it won't do any action, because an action give that binds by its consequence. Due to the karma phala, you will get the bandhana, you will have a bondage, you will get a bondage. So there won't be any kind of action. Completely, he is the individual soul, cannot manifest any karma. And it is when the soul is in the heaven as a God, it is content and satisfied. So it will not crave activity for earning pleasure or achieving some success. The soul which has complete, it got a liberation, and it is in the state, it is in the heaven, which will be in a blissful state, which will not have any kind of a desire, which will not have crave for any kind of activity. It is in the very much in the equanimity state, very blissful state. It will not do any karma. That is that is how the soul resides in heaven. Swami, this how this particular state will come. This is because of secured for good deeds done by by done by it in the past, or it may be the prize won for such a goodness. Because of your Atma Kripa, you have secured this through the Swadharma, through the Atma, you can say with Atma Vidya, going through that and got the Atma Kruva, and also with the help of Daiva Krupa, you have got that particular state. After you came out of the body as a soul, when you are in heaven, that heaven is nothing but the blissfulness, where you will be in the Ananda Rupa. So Swami, so Yamadharmaraj has given the clarity about why there is no hunger, thirst, and fear of death, because it is nowhere related to the worldly activity, nothing, no karma is doing, they are all in the blissful state. And we also discussed about what is heaven. Yamadharmaraja gladly gave this boon. In addition, Yama initiated him to the mystery of special ritual. Nachiketa listened reverentially and grasped the details of ritual quickly and clearly. Yamadharmaraj has given the clarity. He is very happy with the Nachiketa's the asks. So he gave the boons, the two boons to him. On top of it, he also explained him a ritual, which is a very special ritual. You can experience the Atma Vidya, implement the practice the Atma Vidya. So such kind of ritual has also Yamadharmaraj has explained. After explaining this complete concept, Nachiketa, able to receive that particular, the complete practice has been told by Yamadharmaraj, and he is able to, with so much of Shraddha, with so much of focus, and he is able to learn that ritual, and he gave the basically listened reverentially, grasped the details and ritual quickly and clearly. And he also told to Yamadharmaraj again, saying that how it can be done. So it's a kind of knowledge transfer. Again, you can call it as again reverse, basically reverse KT, what we usually do in the offices. When you are giving a knowledge transfer, they will also give the reverse KT. Whatever he has learned, he has given, as a presentation. Nachiketa has told, I mean, he's able to give whatever he has learned, he told to Yamadharmaraj. With that, Yama was so delighted with his new disciple because of his Shraddha that he gave the sacrifice. So that ritual he has called as Nachiketa Yagna or Nachiketa Agni. Since he has so much of Shraddha he has shown and he is given back to Yama, so he with so much of no, he has given, he is so delighted and he named it as Nachiketa Agni, Nachiketa, Nachiketa Yagna. So this is an extra boon to the young visitor. Swami told about Shraddha. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. With so much of sincerity only you can gain the wisdom. Our wisdom is one. With so much of sincerity, Shraddhavan, the sincere person who focus on his study, focus on his goal, completely committed to Swami. He is, and then definitely labhate jnanam, will get the wisdom. Swami told many occasions about this Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Why? Because when you are showing Shraddha means you are completely involved, immersed in Swami. While learning, you are completely immersed in that act. Immersed in the act means immersed with Swami. Hence, you will be getting that wisdom. The Swadhyaya, if we are doing the Swadhyaya, Vahini Swadhyaya, the goal is connecting to Swami. The Shraddha is completely immersed in Swami's love, focused on his study, on his Vahinis, study the Vahini. The goal is very clearly to merge in Swami. So whoever is doing that Shraddhavan, he will be getting the Jnanam. Because Swami himself has told, I am the very embodiment of Shraddha. The sincerity, whatever that you are showing, that sincerity has a form that is nothing but me. I am the very embodiment of Shraddha. One without Shraddha cannot accomplish even a small task, especially in the field of spirituality. Shraddha is very essential. Wisdom attained through Shraddha is Tarakam. Lack of Shraddha is Marakam. Swami very clearly told, it is Tarakam, it is liberation. Whoever do with so much of Shraddha, with so much of commitment, sincerity, if you do that study, the Swadhyaya, and connect to and completely immerse with Swami, he will be getting the liberation, Tarakam. The lack of Shraddha is Marakam. You will be connecting to the world again and again because the bondage is continuing. There is no sincerity, though you are doing the activity. Remember the first slide, which we are talking about Swami's Padyam, Swami's poem. In that very clearly, Swami is telling that the practice is very important. So here, the Shraddha is the practice, the Swadhyaya and the practice. So hence Yama delighted. Swami himself is telling him, hence Yama delighted with earnestness, and earnestness of Nachiketa, and named the Agni as Nachiketa Agni. There are so many people. We can take an example of Lord Hanuman has been treated as a he's the Bhagavatottama. Everyone, we had a session in Ramakatha Rasavahini, the divine, basically about Hanuman, right? So, divine, I am not able to recall that the title of that particular session, okay? But we discussed about Hanuman in Ramakatha Rasavahini. So, the Hanuman himself is Bhagavatottama. We can see they like how Swami has given name Nachiketa Agni. Likewise, Swami has given many people, those who are represents by their Shraddha, so much of sincerity, they have been named, tagged with that activity, whatever they have done. For example, Veda Vyasa, wisdom, Veda Vyasa, because he has worked on this. No, he's worked on that Vedas, made that documented very clearly. We have called him as Veda Vyasa. Like was Bhagavatottama Hanuman. Like so many people you will see in our Sri Sati Sai Seva organizations itself has been tagged with a name because of their sincerity and the complete focus on Swami and done that particular activity. I don't want name here, but at the same time, you are all very much aware of that. So the one who with Shraddha, sincerity, work on that particular, focus on that activity, and then do that, he will be, as he will definitely will get the Shraddhavan Labate Jnanam. That is the reason Yama Dharmaraj, glad with so much of happiness, he named that ritual as Nachiketa Agni. Now we discussed about the first and second bone. This is the third bone, which is more important, and also the whole system focus on this particular bone. Nachiketa said, Master, man is immortal. He asked, Master, man is mortal, but some say that death is not at the end, not the end. That there is an entity called Atma that survives the body and the senses. Others argue that there is no such entity. Now that I have the chance, I wish to know about the Atma from you. The man who the Nachiketa asked directly the Yamadharmaraj, I wish to know about the Atma from you. So, yeah, who has taken the responsibility of the humans and all this is the Samavarti who's taking care of this the time process. The Yamadharma Raja, for him, it's from Nachiketa asked him directly. So basically, Swami is also giving so much of references here in Yoga Vasista or Yoga Vasistham, or we call it as Vasishta Gita. In that, Lord Sri Ramachandra asked Sage Vasishta, Divine Master, is there a way to avoid death? The same thing Gautama Buddha, Swami tells in his discourse of chapter 10, particularly in Sri Satisai Vahini, on the chapter 3 13 as Avatar as Guru. Swami very clearly tells that even the Gautama Buddha is also along the path of renunciation, force him to give up all traces of the attachments. And Swami also tells Prahlada, foremost among the devotees of the Lord, addressed his fuller pupils even as a boy, Friends, have not you observed that some boys of our own age fall dead, and get burned and buried. So we are talking about the reality, the death, basically the man who definitely who leaves, the soul leaves the body. You're calling that as a death, basically. So is there a way to avoid death? There's a question from Lord Sri Ramachandra to Vasistha. And Gautama Buddha is also worked on that particular activity, how to give up all traces of attachment. Okay, renunciation part, basically he has given all the attachment, he has left all the attachments, actually he has gave up all the attachments. And Prahlada also told to his friends, saying that, friends, have you observed that some of boys of our own age fall dead and burned buried? He taught them also, he also taught the higher wisdom. What is that? Those who have the inner urge to achieve the higher wisdom that confers liberation have therefore to reflect upon the investigate the phenomenon of death. See this statement very clearly. Those who are having the inner urge to achieve the higher wisdom that confers liberation. So the sadhaka, for example, we are all working on the Vahinis, we are doing the Swadhyaya, and then we are trying to extract all the nectar from the Vahinis, Vahini Sudhamrita, and connecting to Swami to achieve our higher wisdom that confers the liberation, which will reflect upon to investigate the phenomenon of death. That death phenomenon, basically, when you are aware of your soul, when you get awareness about your activities, where the Swami, when you get an awareness where Swami is pervading a complete universe, when you know that you are the soul which you are completely dwelling in Swami, then that phenomenon of death you will be understanding. Meaning the releasing, coming out of the body is not at all a basically it is not at all an inauspicious act. It is, whereas it is regarded as auspicious. Death should arouse no fear. It should not be regarded as inauspicious. You should not run away from the problem, imagining that death happens only to others and that is will not be happen to you. Neither should you postpone the reflections of death, judging that they are inappropriate now and profitless, and for inquiry into death is really inquiry into one's one's own reality. The truth must be recognized. Swami very clearly explaining this. We should have a complete focus. This soul which is completely connected to Swami, you should be understanding that we should have a complete inner urge to achieve the higher wisdom. Meaning, you do your acts, give complete focus on, keep Swami in every act, ensure that you have a continuous integration. You will understand that you are as a soul, though you are live in the body, not living in the body, leaving the body also, you won't treat that which is auspicious, which is inauspicious. Both are auspicious only. So you should not postpone, neither should you postpone reflections on death, judging that they are inappropriate now and profitless. For inquiry into death, really inquiry into one's reality. Instead of focusing on that, focus on your own inner one's reality. The truth must be recognized. You will be understanding the truth. So Swami has told very clearly in the Satyasai Vahini, chapter 13, Avatar as Guru. So it is very clearly telling that don't treat death as inauspicious. It is more like a kind of, it is more like energizing your soul, elevating your soul, making sure that the soul has been, ensure that you are very much, getting the complete wisdom, and ensuring that you are don't have any fear towards death. It is not an auspicious. That's what Swami is very clear to in the discourse. In fact, it is the same thing has been asked by the during the Yaksha Prashna. It is the same thing. The question come to Dharmaraja. Then Dharmaraja asked to name the greatest marvel in the world. What is the Adbhuta? What is the greatest marvel in the world? He replies that though every day we sleep, we see people dying, we do not think that we ourselves will die. So it's very clearly telling that death is for everyone, but at the same time, so you don't think that it is only for others. It is there, but at the same time, don't think that it is inauspicious. Make sure that you completely elevate it, completely focus, and merge with, and have a continuous integration with the Swami. Then you will not see death or birth, whatever it is. You feel that it's an auspicious. You are connecting with Swami. You won't fear about the death, and you don't treat that as inauspicious. Swami, so the reason is, when the moment he asked, Yama wanted to test his credentials of his questioner's steadfastness and his eagerness to know the highest wisdom. Obviously, when we are asking for a highest wisdom, when you are asking for a complete understanding on the highest wisdom, the Guru will do tests, like how we will face our tests from Swami. Swami many times so I will give the test only to understand your steadfastness and your eagerness to know the highest wisdom. So very clearly, Yamadharmaraja, he offered so much of various other boons related to the worldly prosperity, happiness, but Nachiketa did not accept it. Nachiketa always asked Revered Master, your description of the difficulty of understanding the Atma makes me feel that I should not let this chance go by. See his steadfastness. Swami himself written in his own hands. Your description of the difficulty of understanding the Atma makes me feel that I should not let this chance go by. I don't want to give up. I want to learn. I can get I can get no teacher more qualified than you to explain it with it to me. I ask this as my third boon. So very clearly he will ask, and his steadfastness is so strong, and he is so much eager to know the highest wisdom. With that, the Yamadharmaraj is very much satisfied, and he will try and he will explain about Atma. If you think that the same scenario, what Swami has told about in the same Sri Satyasai Vahini in the chapter 3, Avatar as Guru, Swami take an example of Yagnavalka. When Yagnavalka want to become a monk, he wanted to go, and do the practice sadhana, and then want to become a, basically the Maharshi. So the Yagnavalka called his two wives, Katyayani and Maitreyi, and told them that he had partitioned his, he want to give all his assets, whatever the assets that he has, and equally he want to share that worldly assets, whatever that he has, movable and immovable properties, that he want to give it to both wives in an equal manner. So Agnavalka explained, riches make life pleasant and delightful by the chances they give you to live happily. So with these assets, whatever that I'm doing, you please have live your life happily in a delightful way. Then the elder wife Maitreyi protested and said with a smile on her face, Lord, why have you decided to give them up and become a monk? See, when you are already saying that with this particular as with all these assets, immovable and immovable properties, you are saying that you can live happily, then why you want to give in that? And you want to become a monk? How can the riches that you refuse to keep us in the peace and happiness? Whatever that you are refusing, how can those refused properties can keep me or us in peace and happiness? They are basically polluted since they are not within the realm of Atma. Meaning, these are all worldly pleasures. This it is not the Atmic pleasure. We are not getting the Atmic pleasure. When we will get the Atmic pleasure, when Atma thinking of Paramatma, doing the sadhana for Paramatma, integrating with Paramatma, then only the Atmananda will come. The realm of Atma, basically the Atmananda, you will not get. It is more related to the world. Hence, we also don't want it. So, Yagnavalka has given namaskar, has basically stood with his head bent before her. So, the Maitreyi has given the clarity. So, here it's very clear the bone, whichever he asked, description and difficulty understanding the Atma. So, understanding the Atma, understanding the self, doing the inquire, who am I? Knowing the Atma, doing that particular practice is very much essential. We need to attain that particular state where you will be getting the higher wisdom which can understand you, the Atma and Atma Tattva. This is what Swami is telling, that is very much essential. That Swami has given two examples, Dharmaraja and Yajnavalka. So now we'll go to the different, we'll go ahead with the third boon in a what Yamadharmaraja has explained to Nachiketa about Atma Tattva. So the third boon, Yama said, well, my dear boy, uh, for just an understanding, the one which is in boxes are the content from discourses, Swami's discourses. The one without box is the one extracted from Kathopanishad written by Swami. So Yama said, well, my dear boy, there are two distinct types of experiences urges called spiritually elevating Shreyas and the worldly pleasant Preyas. Both affect the individuals. One leads to salvation, the other to imprisonment. Spiritual wisdom, Vidya, reveals the spiritually elevating. Ignorance makes you to slide into worldly pleasure. These concepts we discussed various times during the Vidya Vahini, Satyasai Vahini. This concept has come up. Shreyas and Preyas, Vidya, Avidya. We'll just have a kind of a glance on this again. So Yamadharmaraja told, well, my dear boy, the sentence has been changed. See, Swami has written, well, my dear boy. So when we will do, my dear boy, when you are when you feel very, very touching, very heart touching, when you feel that he is my boy, so much of happiness, you are saying that. I just want to recall this one of the Samarpans from our TVS Venu Srinivas sir. Uh, it was in the Samarpan, it has been told like Venu Srinivas sir basically, sorry for taking the names, during the annual sports meet. Sir was there, and then the another uh, automobiles industry chairman is sitting with Swami, and Swami discussing with that automobile the top automobile industry chairman. He is discussing with him, and Swami told, "Do you know all those vehicles? Whose vehicles it is?" Then he said, "Yes, Swami, I know. It is Venu Srinivasan's." Oh, uh, he is a very good boy. He's a good boy. This is what Swami told to him. While he is discussing with Brother Venu Srinivasan, Swami told you that good boy, not the good man. What is it? Then he said, he replied, "See, he has treated me as a boy, which means his own child. That is the greatest blessing, greatest boon. When you feel your own, then you will say dearest." So I'm just taking an example. The same way, after the two boons, after giving after being Yama, he know very clearly about the about Nachiketa. We will be knowing how Yama can understand the 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 wisdom of the person's humans, and also the elevation, how much he elevated, how he is, all these things, how he understand that. We have a kind of a separate discussion point in the Prashnopanishad. So in the Prashnopanishad we can discuss about it, which is clearly related to the Udana Vayu. In the Prashnopanishad we can have a discussion in that, but here it's very clearly Yama is very much happy, and he said, "My dear boy, this is a Shreyas and Preyas are there, where you need to be connecting with Shreyas only." Swami very clearly told in the discourse 1995 and 2008. Shreyas, overcoming the demands of these senses and achieving the spiritual bliss, which is represented by the term Satchit Ananda. All actions aimed Atmic bliss are related to Shreyas. Whatever the actions aimed at Atmic bliss, Atmananda, whichever will give Atmananda, that is that spiritual bliss, that action is called Shreyas. Vahini Swadhyaya, practicing the 9-point code of conduct, being a sadhaka, having a continuous integration with the Swami, all those actions come under the Shreyas. Whichever is giving bonding to the world, meaning with expectations, with desires, with connecting to that particular worldly things, if we are doing it, then that is prayers. So Swami very clearly told in the discourses. Also, you should have three things. One is self-realization. There are three steps to self-realization: self-confidence, self-satisfaction, self-sacrifice. We should have the complete confidence on your Swadharma, on your Atma Dharma, self-confidence, self-satisfaction. The one, whatever that we are getting the understanding about Swami during our sadhana, connecting with Swami, whatever the understanding you are receiving, you should have the satisfaction with so much of confidence, with focused on Atma Dharma, continuing with that satisfaction with Swami, and then doing the sacrifice. sacrificing your own Ashrishad Varga, your own senses, connecting to Swami, then only you can attain the self-realization. Swami very clearly this, that will be the fullness, Purnatva. You'll be getting the complete Purnatva when we have this three go together. You will get into the self-realization. That is self-realization, the Atma Tattva. You will be getting whenever you get the understanding about Atma Tattva, then only you will get the Purnatva. Swami has given very clear updates on this Shreyas, Preyas, Vidya, Avidya. We understood now. And then we are with this self-satisfaction, confidence, satisfaction, and sacrifice. Then only we will be understanding the Atma Tattva. Sairam. Now it is coming as Anoraniyam Mahato Mahiyam. The chapter 12, verse 20 of Kathopanishad. This is the Mahavakya where we have Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyam. So what is that? The Atma is capable of being known only after vast preservance. One has to divert the mind from its natural habitat, the objective world, and keep it unwavering in unwavering equanimity. One can succeed in this solitary internal adventure and overcome the monsters of egotism and illusion. That victory alone can remove grief. So one should understand very clearly to overcome the monsters of egotism and illusion. The victory alone can remove grief. Whatever the grief that we are having, whatever the anxiety and whatever the sadness you are getting is because of the worldly things. Connecting to Swami, very clearly connecting to Swami, keeping unwavering in equanimity, having a complete love, then only you can understand the Atma Tattva. One has to divert the mind from the natural habitat, the objective world. So Swami very clearly is telling that in all manifold forms of the creation, in unity and in diversity, we find only the spirit of Atma and nothing else. Think about Prashnopanishad. Think about Sandeha Nivarani, where Swami explained about Bhutakasha, Chittakasha, Chidakasha. Where Swami explained in the Prashnopanishad about the 14 worlds, particularly the 7 upper worlds, Urtva Lokas. Think about the 5 sheets, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Anandamaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. So all these practices, if you are in that practices, one has to divert your mind to the practices basically. And then only you will be able to understand the Atma is capable of being known only after vast purposes. You can understand the Atma very clearly. Swami is very clearly saying that to visualize the divinity, you should understand the principle of Atma, I. The Atma is formless. So long as you are attached to your form, you will not understand what Atma means. Thinking that Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. See, Swami is very clearly saying, so to visualize divinity, you should understand the principle of Atma or I. The Atma is formless. So long as you are attached to your form, you will not understand the Atma means. I just want to take a simple examples here. Please let me know if you are able to see this picture.
Yes, brother.
Thank you. We are all aware of this, right? Very clearly, we are all aware of this. There is a tawa, there is a fire, and somebody is doing a chapati or roti, whatever you call it as. Think that this tawa is the universe. The Agni, whatever the Agni is here, is Mahat. Because of that Mahat, Parameshwara Mahat, Paramatma Mahat, and that Mahatya is happening on the tawa. The tawa is kept completely heated. On top of it, you can do anything. You can put a roti, you can do a chapati, you can do a dosa, anything which is related to the worldly activity, you can do it. The tawa got heated. Now, with Paramatma Tattva, that heat where it is it visible on top of tawa? No, but it got heated. And whatever the activity is happening on the universe, because Paramatma is pervading across the universe, like this here Tava is completely the universe. Because of that only, all that worldly activities happening, and we thought it is the actual, but it is not. It is that complete Mahat is coming from Paramatma Tattva, that is from Agni. The moment you remove Agni, what happens to Tava? It becomes completely cool. Can we able to do anything on top of the Tava? Nothing. Zero. We can't. No drama will happen on top of it. Only because of Paramatma Tattva, because of his Mahat, this is happening. Now remove Paramatma. I mean, keep Paramatma part aside. Take Atma. The Tava is your body, our human form. As long as we have that heat on this Tava, on this body, we do all worldly things, many things we do. We think that all that fire always will be there with us, and we do activities. The moment this Atma Tattva go away, the Tava will become very silent, cool, nothing, no useful. Likewise, how our body, the moment Atma will go away from our body, that's it. Just keep that Tava away, whichever that act. That's it. Simple way, but did Tava is able to experiencing the Atma Tattva. Since it is a materialistic one, it may not able to experience. But if you put your practice, like if you do so much of practice with focused on Swami, with so much of commitment, if you have that fire inside of you, ensure that you do that particular sadhana, then you can understand that with that sadhana, you are able to understand that the fire which is inside of you is the Atma. It is with Paramatma. So when we understand this Atma Tattva, it is basically it will easy, basically it make the process easy to connect with Swami, to see the equanimity in the world. This is what we are discussing in this particular one. Everyone introduce himself using the letter I, which is nothing but Atma. Likewise, the same, you just put that very clearly in your mind. The same thoughts in So the very clearly it is formless. Your Atma not at all seen in your body. It is pervading across the universe, also in your body. So long as you are attached to your form, you will not understand what Atma means. Here, attached to the form means you are thinking that with your, so you are thinking that this body is you, but not. Inside of that, the human body and also the pervading across the universe that is the one which is soul. Swami has also given an example of sun rising. Sun will rise in the east. It might be in the India, it is morning, so you are seeing the sun, and in America it is dark in the night. Doesn't mean that Americans look at when the moment sun moves the other side of the world, when the Americans see the sun, is it America's sun and this is India's sun? No, it's the only one who is giving the light of love. So when you are experiencing that is everything is the same, equanimity point of view, if you have that equanimity, that whole world, the Atma is pervading, and we the completely connecting with Swami, that equanimity, if we are getting in our mind, then only we can experience, we can start the practice of understanding the Atma Tattva. This is what Swami has explained. And also Swami explained how you will experience this. You have the Pranavopasana. See this, I'm going to just discuss about another. I may take another 5 or 10 minutes. Sorry. So here the Om Swami is very clearly telling that about the Pranavopasana. All the texts proclaim so much with one voice that they also say that syllable Om Pranava is a symbol of transcendental and immanent Parabrahman. They declare that worshipping of Om brings within you reach even the cosmic mind, Hiranyagarbha. And it also helps you to attain the two aspects of Brahman. We will be discussing more about Pranavopasana in Mandukya Upanishad, and we are also can also there are no we also touch in Prashnopanishad, various in Upanishads. Repeatedly Pranavopasana will come in the different names. I mean, in Chandogya you call it as Udgita Upasana. Here we are talking about Pranavopasana, like Omkara Upasana. So you call it as various ways, but Swami is very clearly telling that this is the syllable Om is the symbol of transcendent and immanent. So basically, what Swami is very clear, Om is the origin of creation. Please recall Prashnopanishad. Sorry, Prashnottara Vahini. Very clearly, Swami explained about the creation. So the Om is the origin of creation. It is the source, the sustenance of the strength. So it's very beautifully Swami explained. When you are in the dual world, trying to overcome from the duality, you identify him. Here says him is with yourself by the japam of Soham. When I consciousness and the he consciousness disappear, you repeat only Om. This practice, I just want to share my self experience. Whenever I do the Soham, basically, doing the, it was a very blissful state since, of course, still it is in the Pratyahara state, basically in the Dharana Pratyaharana state, basically. During that time, very happy, blissful state because that Soham, well, you are doing that basically in a very silent way. The so also is coming up from Swami's voice. Hum is also coming from humming voice, and experience that practice, such a blissful practice where you will be completely will be with Swami. And it's a beautiful and happiest moments basically. So that Soham practice while we are doing, no, that sound is very happily at the same. So this now I'm reading, of course, while I'm keeping this statement, while I'm taking this content from Swami's discourse. This is with his own with my own experience. I'm keeping this. You identify him with yourself by the japam of Soham. When I consciousness and he consciousness appear, I don't know whether it got disappeared or not, but I'm very much happily enjoying this particular Soham practice. While doing that, without giving any sound, just listening Swami's voice, which is happening internally again in the mind, sitting and in an asana and then experiencing Swami is so blissfulness. So Swami is very clearly telling that when the Soham, when it is disappears, you repeat only Om. During that time, the only Om will be there because it is the origin of creation, Shabda Brahma. So Swami also telling that very clearly, the Hiranyagarbha. The declared Om brings within you reach even the cosmic mind. So Swami explained what is Hiranyagarbha. The basis we discussed earlier, but again we will. The base is the source of all wisdom, all knowledge, worldly, ethical, dharmic, spiritual, scientific, all emanated from the Hiranyagarbha. The complete blissful state where complete knowledge, wisdom is resides, which is nothing but complete wisdom, which starts with Om, and all that wisdom which is residing in Hiranyagarbha, understanding and experiencing the Hiranyagarbha is complete wisdom. So, who bestowed insightful business is ability to distinguish right from wrong and intuitive wisdom. So, to them, facilitate discrimination between the temporary and permanent. He will get such kind of wisdom which is worldly, which is atmic, and completely he will be in the complete experiencing that particular virat. It is the Hiranyagarbha is part of the Virat Swarupa, where you will have a complete, essence of wisdom will be with him. With that essence of wisdom only, the creation is happened, Mahat. So the the understanding of Hiranyagarbha is understanding the Mahat, nothing but Atma Tattva, Paramatma Tattva. So what we experience is, Swami also told in one of the discourses, it will be very yellowish, yellow goldish color. If you want to represent in a color, Swami told very clearly yellow goldish color. Gold, no, basically. And Swami in the Sivaratri discourses has shown this the linga, which is Atmalinga, what Swami has picked up. He has shown very clearly this is how the Hiranyagarbha look. So the Mahat is the one which now you are seeing this paddy land, which has been very much now manual. Basically, you made it as very much ready for fertile land. To make it as all this land as a fertile land, you did all kind of cultivation approach you followed, and then completely you have done that, and this land is ready to take this particular and to basically whatever eh, the paddy grass has, once it is capped, then it will become a paddy land completely, and it will flourish. So this is what we can take it as a kind of a mahat. Sorry, if anybody want to correct me, please correct me. This land, what you call it as mahat, where you made it as completely ready with with all, by taking all the measures, and from there the 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 paddy will flourish, and these plants will come up, and then the drama will happen. Basically, you can see the worldly things is happening. So the universe the creation point of view, the Mahat, which is nothing but the one which is giving the source to the world, the source to the any kind of, you know, to ensure that this world is been created. For that creation, whatever that nourishment is giving is coming from this Paramatma Tattva, that is Hiranyagarbha. That's what Swami has explained in this. All knowledge, worldly, ethical, dharmic, spiritual, scientific, whatever that complete wisdom which is get ready to flourish, that Paramatma Tattva is there in the Hiranyagarbha. So Swami has told very clearly, Jnana Bhaskara. All beings evolved from this Hiranyagarbha, who also bestowed insightful wisdom, ability to distinguish right from wrong, and intuitive wisdom to them to facilitate discrimination between the temporary and permanent. And from this, and I have only couple of slides, I will complete this basically. So Swami also explained what is Atma. Atma has no form, it is infinite, indescribable, immeasurable. Nirgunam, Niranjanam, Sanatana Niketanam, Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta, Nirmala Swarupinam. Swami very clearly explained this in the Kathopanishad, saying, and Swami has many discourses. Swami told about Nirgunam, Niranjanam, Sanatana Niketanam, Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta, Nirmala Swarupinam. This is what Swami every time explained. Such an Atma Tattva is immanent in every individual. Swami again clearly explaining this with the electric bulb, saying that same divine power present in every living being and makes its function. That is Atma Tattva. Often refer to the terms Satya Dharma Shanti Prema. Swami very clearly saying Satya is the electricity, Dharma is the wire, touch which the electric current passes. Shanti is the bulb, and Prema is the effulgence. So if you have Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema in your heart, you live like with the Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema, and ensure your sadhana is continuously integrated with Swami, then that effulgence will come. Then only you will attain the Atmananda. And also the Advaita Darshanam Dhyanam. Swami very clearly explaining principle of non-dualism, true wisdom, equanimity. With all these things, this universe is completely evolved from him, and we are part of that. Here, we means he is. These are also the complete souls. So whatever is you are seeing is an illusionary world, but you are doing the act, basically the act. According to the act, you are getting the bonding, and again you are in the same illusory world. Whenever you get out of this bonding, how you will get out of this bonding? When you are having Satya Dharma Shanti Prema, connected with Swami, experiencing that you are Atma, then you will be coming out of this bonding and you are coming out of this illusionary world. Until that time, this illusionary world will keep connecting. This is what birth and life cycle, basically the life cycle of birth and death. As long as you are bonding, you are creating you are doing the action which is giving a bondage, and you are keep continuing that, forgetting or partially connecting to Swami, and without understanding the Atmic nature. If you are doing that, will be continuing in this world of death and birth, and we will be in the illusionary world. Whenever you are know about this Swami, connecting to Swami, ensuring that you are continuously you are understanding and then experiencing the self, basically with Satya and acting with Satya Dharma Shanti Prema, then we will get an understanding about the Hiranyagarbha and also the Atma Tattva, and can come out of this illusionary world. Swami very especially mentioned about this 14th mantra of third Valli of this Upanishad. Arise, awake, approach the great and learn. Like the sharp edge of razor is that path, so the wise say hard to trade and difficult to cross. Swami very clearly telling that the third valley of Upanishads wakes up the individual from the sleep of ages, and leads to him towards the goal. This Upanishad announces that there is nothing higher than equal to the Atma. Because Atma is Paramatma. When you are completely understand the Atma and then Atma Tattva, it is part of the Paramatma. So you will be understanding, you are connecting to a Paramatma Tattva. So, like a light hidden by smoke, a thumb-sized supreme spirit is eternally shining. Just as torrent of rain falling on a peak is shattered downwards in 1,000 streams, the individual GV who feels many and different. See the picture basically when rain comes, the whole water come into different streams from the top of the mountain. But it is the same water, one water coming in different streams from the top of the mountain, but we will see the illusionary world, we will see the different you will see each water flow as different. It will see many waterfalls, but it is actually the one. Likewise, the Atma is there in various forms, various world, no, in various forms, but it is one. That is what Swami very clearly is saying. Swami is also very clearly saying that, do you know how God looks? It is impossible to describe that great person brilliant like no, describe that great person brilliant like sun. Swami very clearly told about in Purusha Suktam, Vedahamitam Purusham Mahantam Aditya Varanam Tamasah Parastad. So, where he presents beyond the darkness, unless we transcend from the darkness of ignorance, we cannot experience him. Which means we cannot bind with our worldly desires, worldly activities to Swami. We have to see Swami, he is completely beyond darkness. He is not related to, connected to our worldly activities. It is more related, Swami is related to our Atma. He is the Paramatma. So we need to go with this as a seeker. We need to understand the Atma Tattva and the approach which we have to do, understand the Atma Dharma to understand this Daiva, to reach Swami. So we should have a complete Shraddha. So Swami explained this Kathopanishad very clearly to what you are supposed to be. In the first, starting from how your worldly activity is supposed to be, how you are an individual, how you are supposed to respect parents, the guests, the guru, mother. Everything says Swami is very one by one explained in Kathopanishad very clearly. And Swami very clearly saying that Atma, which is present in everyone, experience the world with the assistance of the organs. So all this, whatever this human body has given to come out of this worldly samsara, to ensure that one has purified their intellect, can see the Atma in its in very life. Swami again explains, in this particular, in this particular picture, we already discussed about this. We should come out of this, we should be completely controlling the senses, control the manas, have a complete have the complete in Paramatma in the intellect. Make Paramatma as your intellect, as a friend, so that your life, you can lead the life with Atmic approach. You can understand the Atma Tattva. Swami told about, we have discussed it earlier also. Swami very clearly told in the, we informed in the Sandeha Nivarani. Swami, where intellect resides on your tongue. Tongue is very much important because it do four types of vices: uttering falsehood, talking ill of others, indulging in scandals, and excessive talk. So Swami very clearly told is intellect is your own tongue, because whatever that you have storage you have done, how much of storage, the bad storage you have done, activities which were very much very connected to the world, those things if you are strongly stored, then such kind of words only will come from our tongue. If it is much few purified, then your tongue will be soft and smooth and very much knowledgeable. When wherever it is required, it will talk. Wherever it is not, it will control. So the intellect is resides on your tongue. So anybody, we can see that basically, like we ourselves, for each self can experience that, how we are reacting. So that is our intellect. How much of that the the dust is in the mind, how much of it has been purified, what we are discussing, with whom we are moving, with whom we are doing the satsanga, to whom we are avoiding, all these the acts, and whatever we are talking, that talk itself will give the clarity about our intellect. So Swami very clearly saying that keep Swami with him, with you, always continuous integration, so that you can control the senses, have the steadfastness in the manas, and ensure that your intellect is very much purified and it is acting through you. So Swami must develop the conviction, I am not the sense organs, I am not the body, I am the Atma. So very clearly Swami gives clarity about Atmic knowledge in Kathopanishad, which is present in everyone. Then only you can become the man to Hanuman. Swami again given one example here. In the mirror itself, you won't be visible. A truth will not be visible in the mirror itself. Your right eye looks like left eye. Your left eye looks like right eye in the mirror itself. Your face, whatever you are seeing in your mirror, is not true. That's what Swami is telling that. That mirror itself is not showing you properly. So very clearly, it is not you. It is you is not, you are not the body, you are the soul. That soul, that Atma, you understand that you are the Atma, you are, and the same Atma pervading across the universe. So say Atma should regarded only as witnessing consciousness. When alone it will be true Atma. You are only a witness. You, through the help of your organs, your body, are witnessing all things around you. Try to experience that witness. Try to experience that particular Atma. Continue our sadhana. Ensure that we are following all the points which has been explained by Swami in his Kali Yuga avatar. Always I kept this particular picture in the Nachiketa and Yama during the conversation, because without his in his presence only everything will happen. Without the doer, this conversation will not happen, and this understanding will not happen to other, and will not, and this understanding will not be given to the others and to the worldly, to all the sadhakas. So it's very clear that keep Swami in your heart. Ensure that you know we are only the witness. Ensure that Atma is present everywhere. There is no place the world where there is no Atma. Swami very clearly explaining this. There are various discourses. I am able to pick up couple of them only to make sure that I'm sorry I took almost 1.5 hours or 2 hours. So, but to explain about, so Swami gave very clear understanding about we are not the human body, we are the soul, we are connecting with Swami. That is the reason we are able to see Swami, we are able to live in the same life timelines where Swami has taken an avatar, and then we are supposed to do the journey with Satya Dharma Shanti Prema Ahimsa. So what I want is transformation. That is the our understanding. Let go. Transform the self to transform the world. First, let us transform the self. Once we understand the self, then that is the world. So Nachiketa understood without a flaw the knowledge of Brahman, Brahma Vidya that Yama taught him, and he was released by death and attained Brahman. So, which is meaning what we are out of the death. It is the soul always is self-effulgent, permanent. There is no death for us. Here, I is Atma. We don't have any death. We are always self-effulgent. We will be continuing with Swami. We will be doing our sadhana to merge in Swami. That's what Kathopanishad will talk about. Saira. Thank you, Swami. Sairam, thanks to everyone. Thank you, brothers and sisters. It took so much long discussion. Very sorry for the time management point of view, knowing the concept of this taking so much time. Sairam, Sairam, brothers and sisters. Any questions, please let us know. Sairam, Sister Padma Priya.
Sai Ram, sir. Firstly, I think it was a very great session. I'm sure all my brothers sisters also get it, and very well explained. I think we feel so blessed to have attended this. My question, sir, is probably very primitive, but I had a doubt. This is on the second boon, where Nachiketa is asking um, about. I think
Why
that
there is no
no
hungry,
desire, hunger, or
fear
thirst.
of death and all?
Yeah.
Because,
So
yeah, please tell me.
yeah, my
Sorry.
questions are actually so I wanted to understand that here Nachiketa was waiting for 3 nights without hunger, thirst, or desire. So we are considering here, should we think that his soul is also devoid of karma that time, right? He was in that elevated state as well.
Because he has that kind of understanding. If I look into the story point of view, let us see into
Yeah,
the story point of view. Okay. Uh,
yeah,
be- because here now I'm coming to we are connecting to the world and as a kind of a story. Okay. In a story point of view, if you look into it, he's already elevated. He has an understanding about what is right, what is wrong. So he's completely connected to Swami.
yes,
Because of that, he is able to identify the faults, what is happening when his father is doing his yajna.
yes,
That is the reason he is able to do the atmic, basically able to move to the abode of death,
understood.
to the Yamadharmaraja, to as a guest because he has been gifted. He has not died actually. He has been gifted, like cow has been gifted to the participant. So he
Okay,
went there. So as a story
yes,
point of view,
correct.
I will take another form on this particular part. Think that there is no world like that. It's an illusionary world where Gautama, Nachiketa, Yama is there. Now there all these three, Yama, Nachiketa, Gautama is Mahindra Bhashyam. Think that in that
Mm.
way. I am in my conscience, right?
Yes.
I am getting into my consciousness. With the help of super consciousness, I am understanding myself, Atma. When I'm doing my sadhana, the conscience is nothing but the, what I can say, it is connecting to the body and the world, but still thinking that you are Atman doing it. The consciousness, you are coming into the Atma Tattva, thinking that you are the soul, and then you are very much detached to the world. And then you are getting into the super consciousness and you are understanding the complete Atma Tattva. Let me be clear here. Here, conscience is Gautama, which is activities are happening. You are seeing that with the body, whatever the activities are happening. If I am doing some activity, say Narayana Seva, you are very clear that you are so focused on that particular Seva, but still there are some pitfalls are happening, right?
Yes.
Some mistakes are happening. So what will happen? Your consciousness, your manasakshi, your sakshi bhuta will be reminding you, hey, you are doing mistakes.
Mm.
You will be listening to that. If you are correcting and you are started listening to that manasakshi, that consciousness, continuing that sadhana, then you understand what you are. What is you are means I, that Atma Tattva. Then that super consciousness will be with you always. So you'll be understanding the Atma Tattva. Here Nachiketa, here Gautama is conscience, consciousness is Natiketa, super consciousness is, you call it as Yama or Swam. You are
Yes.
getting the complete understanding.
Yes,
So
sir.
come out of that ideal legendary word. If it's
Understood.
story, cows, man. So I
Yeah.
need to thanks to Ganapati sir actually. So there is a he gave these two words actually, he remind me that two words, saying that Vachyartha, Gudhartha. Vachyartha, whatever that you are talking with walk. Your 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 walk means not the English walk, the walk of Sanskrit word, which is your talk.
Yes.
But through talk, some meaning will come. Good artha, the more actual essence of that particular uh, talk or whatever the writing. So if we think now, change the format. If you look into that format, you are Nachiketa, you are Gautama, you are Dharmaraja. You understand everything and as an I, and then you understand the Atma Tattva, you will be moving into Paramatma Tattva. For all this drama, it's one man, I may not call it man, the supreme soul, Paramatma, Lord Sri Satya Sai. I hope
Sure.
now giving some kind of clarity, Sayari.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. Sairam. Thank you.
Sairam, Sairam.
One more part of my question, sir. Basically, on the soul, I have a question. So, as you said, the soul, once it goes to heaven, it is devoid of karma. So, it does not have thirst and all other desires. So, basically, like we saw in Gita, also, we understand if a person has done not very good deeds, the soul probably will have to stay some time in the other world and comes back for rebirth. So should we understand like the world of Yama is the god of death becomes hell or heaven depending on the deeds a person does. It does not mean that the world
It's a
Yama.
bondage, basically. See, yesterday I have not completed my pending work in office. Okay.
Yes.
One karma, one action I have not
Yeah.
done pending work. That that make me to think today, tomorrow, until I complete that. Then I am released from that action. I am
Yes.
doing again the same thing, actions. Doing the pending, I am creating a bonding with that action.
Yeah.
So I have my child. I have a bondage. I have to make him as a dharma. See, all these things. So I'm doing that action. That acts which is creating the bonding. Keep going on. So we are creating our own bonding. Doesn't mean that you should not do. No, you can do the dharma, but at the same time, have this Satya Dharma Shanti Prema with Swami.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Which can create, which will not create the attachment. So as long as you are creating the attachment, you are in the bondage. This bondage, you call it as hell or heaven according to your understanding.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Saira.
Sairam, Sairam. Here you means it for everyone basically. The moment discussion is happening, it's like
Yes, sir.
Sairam, Sairam. Thank you.
Saira.
Sairam, sister Vibhuti. Sir, Vibhuti.
Sairam brother. That was an enlightening session indeed. And just now you told about the karma, about, and you gave the example that how we are just, some pending work in the office. That is so much clear, so beautiful explanation about that karma and our, rebirth and all. Thank you so much. So, brother, my question is in the book, if page number 15, if you are able to see, is this time, shall I go with that?
Yeah, yeah, please, ma.
Page number,
Kathopanishad, right?
yeah, page number 15, and this is a second paragraph, like Yama continued, right? From there, a fourth line.
Kathopanishad, here it started in
Yama,
seventh. Ha, tell me, ma.
15, page number 15, Yama continued. This is the second
Okay, the
paragraph.
Atma is yeah,
Yeah,
agitation is
from there, the
unruffled.
fourth line, do dasher and not doer. What is the difference? I don't understand that. Doer, not doer. I mean this.
Okay, Atma won't be moved by dual ideas, which is
Yeah.
means Advaita. It is not Dvaita. Basically, is not, doer, not doer. See here, what is Advaita? Which is very clearly Atma Paramatma, basically, right? Which is basically it is one. There is no Dvaitam. Very clearly. Here, doer is Paramatma, non-doer, not doer is also the Atma. So it is very clearly saying that Atma won't be moved by the dual ideas. It has only one. There is no illusion world. It is has Atma is pervading everywhere. It is connected with Paramatma only.
Okay.
It's a
But
Sakshi Bhuta only.
hmm,
Doer is different, which is where, see, always we'll say when doer is doing, and then we'll be, you have to see as an evidence only. You will be remain as an evidence only. That's what we'll think. When you are connecting with Swami, very clearly, it is experience to, for every Satisai devotees, Sri Satisai devotees will be experienced with this. Do you will be having so much of connect with Swami, you will be doing, but you know that without your much effort that became fruitful. And you have got some, say, for example, somebody is doing Vahini Sudhamrita, administrating Vahini Sudhamrita, but he understood that it is more doing by Swami, not by the uh, with his mahat it is happening.
okay.
Here,
Okay, sir.
doer, not doer are atmic only, basically.
Okay.
There is no difference between them.
Okay, brother. Thank you. Thank you.
Sairam, Sairam, sister. Sairam, sister Aarti. Sorry, we are continuing. I may go for another 5 minutes. Yeah, Sairam.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sairam, brother, thank you for this
Sairam.
wonderful session. Everything was clear. Brother, I wanted to know, you told about the this superior outlook of the that yajna, where we discussed the sacrifice, our senses. Tapas means self-control. Dana, I could not, here I wanted a little bit once more explanation on these three.
That is, coming out of the detachments, basically. The dana,
Okay.
which is basically coming out of the detachment, is completely coming out of the worldly pleasures, basically. Here,
Coming
you
out
are
with
giving say, you are giving all your things. Okay, I have one story here. Basically, if you all know about Jack and Jill, right?
yes,
Uh,
brother.
Jack and Jill, both. So they have come again, taken a body, and then with Swami, and they left again. So what happened is there are two sisters, Rajamma and Chinnamma in Karnataka. When they have connected with Swami very clearly, this is the story basically. I mean, it's happened basically. And Swami is, they have completely connected with Swami, and they told very clearly, Swami, whatever the worldly assets have we have, that is not ours. It is completely yours. So I don't want to touch anything of the one, whatever the asset, physical assets, which is worldly assets we are with. I don't want to do anything, Swami, with that. It is your, and I want you to take it up. I just need a shelter and want to be with you completely. And they forgot all that, everything. I mean, whatever that's they left just by taking a couple of rupees to come to Puttaparthi from Bangalore to Puttaparthi. They just came and then took the shelter. They are there with Swami every time. And there is a story, this incident also, one sharing incidents. Basically, every time one boy will come and then give food to her, and then she will be keep pleading, saying that, ma'am, please complete your food. I want to go. I want to quickly go. So she asked after 2 days, why you want to quickly? Swami don't want to take anything. After giving the food to you only, Swami will take his food. So I have to give to you. After that, I have to go rush and then give. So which means when you left everything, worldly things, connected to Swami, he will be taking care of you.
Okay. It is something that we can do mansik yagna, like they, sacrificing senses. I mean, we can, it's kind of a that homa we can do internally in our minds. We can start with
This is coming from the body, body to atmic. Where
body to
here
our.
it is completely surrendering,
Hmm. Yes, brother. Yes.
complete surrendering. That word dana may disturb us basically because of various things, but actually the essence of that
Yes,
word
yes,
is like
yes. Because it is it that everything is given by the God, so there is nothing left we can give it to Him.
we experienced, we saw many of our own, we thought our own, say, parents or the grandparents are leaving their bodies. We're looking at them, right? So we
Right.
we know that.
Yes. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Wonderful
Right.
sessions.
Right.
Sai.
So, thank you. But again, I'm very particular on the first poem. Whatever the slide it is there, we might be discussing much. Have to go for practice. Everyone is a student here. We are going through it. Just sharing our the whatever the work we have done. That just we are sharing with us. Saira. Sairam, Sister Vinita. That will be the last question, and we will conclude.
Sairam,
Sairam.
sir. Sairam, sir. The initial question was, Gautam, uh, was he doing the thing without his knowledge, or that sin what he committed, he did it without his knowledge, isn't it,
So
sir?
without, see, for this is what we discussed. Like though we are doing very religiously, very with so much of commitment, we know that there are some mistakes are happening,
Okay.
right? While we are doing our activity, I might be preparing a 2025 plan, revenue, how much revenue will be generating, how much margin will be coming, how many people are there. So all these things I might be noting down, okay, and then I'll. But I know couple of things may come, may not come. You are still skeptical, but still you will start putting that in your action plan. Is it indeed? Even your
Like
householding point
Swami,
of view. So
yeah,
likewise, he
he
has
tells in
committed.
his, yes,
Huh.
sir.
He has committed and he's doing, but he there will be some mistakes will be happening when you are doing, though it's focused. So those that is one of the mistakes. What? It's,
Okay. Like Swami was explaining to his students when they asked some doubts, like unknowingly if you do, what will happen? So he told, oh, you do it in Samarpana Bhava, then I'll take care of it. Something like that. Will
so
it not come in this?
we took some example, right? So conscience and consciousness and super consciousness. So when you are not doing this samarpana bhava or something, that's no what is happening. Then only somebody is like basically is asking, and he by knowing that he is doing that.
Okay.
When you
Okay,
do
sir.
the samarpana bhava, when you have completely out of hand, right? Basically, when you are unable to
Control
handle
ourselves.
that particular activity, I surrender to Swami. Swami, I'm unable to bring milk today, though I'm doing the abhisheka. Think that it's a ritual point of view, okay? I take water or akshita and you do that particular puja or ritual, whatever it is, the ritual you are doing, with so much of commitment, but at the same time, you say, here you know by knowing and you are giving samarpana bhava and doing that ritual.
Okay.
But when you know that this is already there
Yeah.
and doing that, either you need to stop or commit something else. That's so here it is not the question to talk about the activity. It is more related to the uh, the yajna which is supposed to continue. These three things need to be done in a proper way, saying that yajna, dana, and sacrifice.
Understood.
So
Sairam, thank
when
you.
we connect to the world, then these are all things pitfalls will come. We'll catch up on those worldly things basically.
That is constant integrated awareness.
Yeah.
Like coming into constant integrated awareness, it is Swami's grace. Yes. Thank you,
Ade.
sir.
Sairam.
Thank you so much.
Sairam.
Sairam.
Sairam. Sairam. Thank you. Sairam, shall we conclude the session with the three Asatoma and Jayakar to Swami? Sairam. Thank you very much for joining the Vahini Sudhamrita session. We will continue our Upanishad Vahini sessions going forward. Knowing the particularly the magnanimity of this particular Vahini and also the deep philosophical concepts, we will have more question and answer sessions also separately for this particular Upanishad Vahini. Sairam. We will conclude with Asatoma and no, we will continue with our Samastaloka. असतो मा सद्गमया तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया मृत्योन्मा अमृतङ्गमया ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः जय बोलो भगवान श्री 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 सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।
Sai Ram.
Jai, Jai Sai Ram,
साईराम
Sai
Thank
Ram.
साईराम
you, sir.
Sairam.
Sairam.
साईराम
Jai.
साईराम
Sairam.
साईराम 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 Sairam.